Yep, it's that time to do the compression test with one's compression tester. Let's see what size we need. I like this one because you can just screw it in. Let's see how we do. Whether this is going to seal. And to be very careful when you're doing this. You don't want to be crossing threads. Not sure if I need the adapter. No, looks like I'm good with that. Okay, now let's connect this. Reset. All right, that should be good there. Let's see if this baby will turn over and give us a reading. Right, what do we got? Well, we got quite a good reading on that one. Let's see, that would be 135. Okay, let's make a note. 135. Cylinder number 6. All right, let me get the rest of these readings. You know how it's going to work each time. And I'll come back when they're all done. Oops. Okay. Well, hopefully you can see these numbers. Let me move this in a bit more. Those are the numbers we're getting. Cylinder number 1 is 120, then we got 110, 100, 110, 100, and number 6 135. So number 6 is the winner, with number 1 in second place. They're not terrible. Unfortunately, the variance is a little more than I like to see. But, and I say but, purely because I don't know how long since this engine has run, so there are things that are probably a little sticky that may ease up. If not, then it could be rings, or it could be valve clearances that are incorrect. The rings could be stuck. The valves, I don't believe the valves are stuck themselves, but the clearances are probably not correct, or they're not seating properly. Hopefully that's all it is. We're not going to do any engine rebuild at the moment. I'm sure the customer doesn't even want to get into that. So my next task now that I've got a reasonably good idea on the compression, is I'm going to regap all the plugs, put them back in the holes, connect the leads back up, and then take the carburetors fully off, because they're only partially off at the moment, and put those into my ultrasonic cleaner and give them a damn good cleanup. So that's the plan for the rest of the day today. I may show you a little bit on the carburetors before I put them in the ultrasonic cleaner. Perhaps do like a before and after. I would do one carburetor at a time because I don't want to get them mixed up, the components, that is. All right, so clean and re-gap these plugs, and then get on with the carburetors. Back in a second. All right, this is what you need to do your plugs correctly. I have my Blue Point snap-on type plug wire setters, gap setters. God, engaged brain cell. The gap is 25 thou, and this tool is particularly handy because it has it there at 20 and then 25 thou, and it also has the little piece here so that you can bend the God, I don't even know what you want to call it. They're not the electrode, but the metal there, up and down to get it to the correct level. Also, I have all the others. These are very handy for doing tappets, purely because they're bent. That makes it a lot easier. And also, you need this anti-seize or copper grease in my case. So, simple thing to do: grab the gauge, find the one that says 25 because that's what the gap should be. And on this is the second one in. And that is way too loose. So we need to tap that down. Now, or you can try bending it down. Let's see if it'll do it. Now, I'm just going to tap it down. That's the way I prefer to do it. Okay. And I do it on my vise. I just tap it very gently. And oh yeah, look at that. That's good now. That's a good firm movement. All right, I'm grabbing one's trusty brush with copper grease, anti-seize, whatever you want to call it. And then I just like to smooth it around. It doesn't have to go all the way around because as you wind it in, it goes around. All right, and that I will now put into the engine. And I'll do the same with the other 5 plugs, and we'll be good to go for the next job. Okay, hopefully the camera will stay where it is. Now to get these carburetors off, there is a spring that is on here that goes down and is hooked in. On this particular case, it was actually hooked into the side of the chassis, which I don't believe is quite right. But I'll figure that out later. There is also another spring for the returning the throttle valves. I've taken off the starting carburetor, and that is just the solenoid part of it. You undo a screw on the top, swing the bracket out the way, and then you can pull this down. Now, the reason I've done that is I want to get to this nut here, and I just wanted it to be easy access. I have discovered that a 21mm is the correct size for this nut. Now what I do is, because this is all loose, I can swing this up and out of the way. That's probably in the way of the camera. And hang on, let me try and get the light better on that. Give me a second here. You probably can't see it, but that's that big nut there where my finger is, and this 21mm. And if you just lift the throttle linkage up out of the way, because on this one there is a because it's an automatic, this is the I believe that's the kick down switch. Okay, and you need to undo this nut because there is a pipe attached to it, and you ain't getting the carburetors off with that pipe still attached. Okay, there we go. That is okay. That's finger loose now. Finger licking loose. So let me push this down out of the way, and you can see now. Well, maybe you can't see, but this nut now gets clobbered by that. Okay, and out she comes. That's good. So that'll free the starting carburetor. Now you need to remove these nuts, and they are they're about they're 1/2 inch. And whoever did this particular vehicle, God knows what he did. because these are ridiculously tight. It should never be that tight. Yeah, I mean, yes, you want them tight, but wow, this is... I'm going to have to get a bigger wrench on those. And he's burred this one over down here next to this. Well, that isn't going to create much of a vacuum. Look at it. It's meant to be a vacuum line. You're going to be sucking, all right. Jesus Christ. I'll have to figure something out for that. Let's just tuck that there for the moment. Okay. Ho-hum. Oh, and then the linkage down the bottom there, you have to pop it off. Again, the person that had been here before had actually done this screw up, and you shouldn't really have to do that. Yes, it needs to be adjusted correctly, and then it should just push on and off. So push off. All right, let me get that dangling down there out of the way, and now I can try and undo the rest of the nuts. In fact, what I think I'll do is I'll do the bottom ones first, because they're always the most bloody awkward ones to get to. Of course they are. They're on the bottom. Ooh, bottom. Ooh, I like bottoms. Sound like Rowan Atkinson there. Alright, well, you ain't going to watch me struggle, because you'll fast forward, or I'll stop you from... Oh, geesh. I'm going to stop the camera now. Undo the rest of these nuts, and then the carburetors will just slide off. We'll be back. Right, I have undone all of the carburetor nuts. I think I've got all the linkages off. The pipe here is now loose. So these, in theory, there goes that washer. I knew that was going to happen. Now, all I've got to try and do, he says, once that gasket lets go, is maneuver. There we are. All right, let's get these over on the bench. Let's have a look here. Yeah. Oh, there's the washer. Okay, that's good. I can get the washer. What else have we got under here? Well, there's the vacuum line for the brake booster. Let me grab the camera a second, guys. Alright, so now here is the clip that the throttle return spring goes onto. This is the brake booster line. Obviously these are the fuel lines. That is going to the oil pressure switch. That's not the best quality gasket. And yeah, and these spacers, so I'll leave those there for the moment, but the kit should come with it. But I'm going to wait until I actually get the kit, so that I at least know I've got everything I need. If not, then I can order them separately. Looking at this intake manifold, I don't think it's ever been off. Well, the carburetors may have, but not the intake manifold, because look at the crap that's in there. So that's never been off. Valve covers may have been off, hard to tell. All right, so let's go over to the bench now, he says, grunting and groaning. How is it when you get old? Every movement comes with a noise. All right, let's put that there. Let me put some light on the subject. Okay. Whew. Here they are. They are, they're not the worst I've seen, that's for sure. Not the best either. That shaft doesn't look that old. Alright, we will separate these lot and get them through the ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah. So you know that one's pretty black inside. Those butterflies don't look new. Someone scratched on that one for some reason. Oh, they scratched on that one too. I wonder what they were trying to indicate. Front and rear maybe? Yeah, let's have a look and see if they're... Hard to tell what they were trying to achieve. And this is the rear carburetor, but that sure as hell doesn't look like an R. Well, that's the front carburetor. So we will see once we get this linkage disconnected as to how warm the throttle body is. Or you know, these butterflies and the shafts. It's really rather hard to tell with it all connected to the rest of it. All right, let me get this baby apart and shove it in the cleaner. And then we'll take them completely apart. I'm going to do it bits at a time. Actually, maybe I'll just take them completely apart, clean it in its component form. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, back in a minute. Right, what I want to do first is get this stuff out of the way because it's just going to make life awkward. And the easiest way, I think, is if I can get this pin out of here. I will, of course, replace this with a new one. I have loads of these. These can be a little fiddly, but if I could just get the head up, and I should be able to pull it out. Ooh, close but no cigar. There we go. So pull that out, take the washer off, push the pin out, there she blows, push that back in, put that washer back on, and so I don't lose shit, I'm going to put the old split pin back in, but I will be replacing that with a new one. What I would like to do is get a screwdriver in there to open this pin. There we go. Why do I want to open it? So the fucker don't come off. Alright, let's put that to one side. Now, what we need to do is loosen one of these. Now, which one shall we choose today? I think I'm going to take that one off, and then I can separate the two carburetors. So I need to get a little spanner. I haven't a clue what size that is. Looks way too big. Yep. Take you. What about you? No, what are you? Okay, let's try this. Ooh. Oh, right. Houston, the problem is Ooh. Oh, there she blows. And it's a quarter, by the way. It's a quarter. I don't want to let go. And are we surprised? No, of course we're not. Let's see if I can persuade it to leave. Oh, mother there we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. You can do it. Oh, God, look at that shitty fuel in there. There we go. Yep, those shafts are worn. Well, or the seals are. All the bearings. That one's not as bad. Yeah, that's okay. The side movement is because the butterfly's open. Then when it's closed, it's okay. That's not terrible. That one's not terrible. Horrible, horrible. Yeah, this one has side to side, up and down movement. Yeah, so this one definitely needs rebuilding. Well, they're both going to be rebuilt. Let's not screw around, huh? All right. What do I do next? Get this starting carburetor off. Oh, so we have one star washer and 3 plain washers on there. And they are loose. Oh, I lie, that is a star washer. Well, spank me. It was just a new star washer. Yes, you too can be a star washer. Come on. There we go. Looks like that's been leaking as well. Oh, idiot. Oh, no, it should come off. Duh. Half a brain cell. There's going to be a spring under here. Well, the spring looks fairly new. A lot of grit. Let's have a look at this. Oh dear. I don't see any holes in it, which is good. See any ridges in it? We're not going to mess with that jet because that is already centered. If you start screwing with that, you end up with a whole world of pain. That is going to be cleaned up. Okay, so let's keep you to one side. We've got to get that off of there. All right. We're getting too crowded on this bench. We need to tidy up before we go any further. Otherwise, I'm going to get in a right mucking fuddle. Next job, to separate the starting carb. The large nut, that is a 13/16, opposed to the large nut that is using it. Sorry, undoing it. Oh dear. Oh. Man, oh man, that has been over tightened. Now let's see if I can get this one off, and this is a 5/8. Okay, that one's okay. In fact, that nut looks new. Well, there is a washer there. I was going to say there should be a washer on that. That's a metal washer. There shouldn't be a metal washer. There should be a fibre one there. Let's just put that back in for the moment. Now I've got to try and undo this bugger. That's going to be tough because that's an aluminum body. I haven't got my soft jaws, so I'm going to have to use, and I'm going to grip it across this part here. I'm going to use a cloth. Give me 1 second and let me get that set up and see if I can get it undone. Well, this little bugger is well and truly jammed in there. I do have to get it out because it was leaking, so I just tried applying some heat. Now I've got this to move, but as you can see, the nut is still. So my next thing was I'm going to get a lot of penetrating oil in there and leave it to soak for a few days and then see if it'll ease its way out. Now, of course, the two metals are different. This is a steel nut and this body is aluminium. It looks as if somebody's had a go at this before, in fact, and I guess they gave up, or they put it in there so bloody tight that it will never come out. I hope we don't have to get a new starting carburetor. We will have to see. I'll do my damnedest to get this out without breaking it, but sometimes shit happens. Okay, we will return in a few days. Right, I'm going to wrap this video up and get this one out. Another little update, and also another discovery. I always looked at that transmission filler and thought, that's rather odd. But having never had an automatic Jaguar, I thought, well, maybe that's how it looks. Then I shine my light down there. Hang on a second, let me get the camera at a better angle for you. Look at that big, thick-ass plate between the engine and the transmission. Oops, you're looking at the carb there. I'll try and get you the right angle. Oh, sorry, the light is probably in the way. Let me go there. Look at that thing. Now, what that tells me is that that's not a standard transmission on this baby. Haven't got a clue what it is because I've not been underneath this car yet. But look at the big thick ass plate they've adapted there. So I'm hoping and assuming that the transmission works okay. Alright, that again, as always guys, is the end of this particular video. Thank you again for watching. I hope you're enjoying these little videos. And now I'll return to getting the carburetors a little cleaner, and then as soon as the kits arrive, I'll get the babies assembled and back on the car. Then at least we might stand a chance of trying to start it.